Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
So I hope this helps everybody start thinking about having a strategy, because see, when you have a strategy, because the crypto bull run's going to come. When you have a strategy, it makes you not get nervous and scared when you have a strategy. But if you go on the emotional swings, you're going to fall to the psychology of the market. I don't have that to show you, but you already know what it is. I showed it to you before. And now I've given you just a seed. It's just a seed for you to use in devising your own strategy for divesting. But just remember, you ain't going to make no money. And you ain't going to lose any money until you sell something. Riches to rags. We're all very familiar with rags to riches. And quite honestly, it's probably the reason a lot of people check in on my videos, is because they have hopes of going from figurative rags to riches. It could be the Iraqi dinar, it could be the XRP, it could be AMP, it could be precious metals, it could be a lot of things, but the majority of my audience comes because they're looking for some intel or some information or some insight to be a part of the in crowd because you're expecting to come into a sum of money. And so this is to sober everybody up, slow everybody down just a little bit. And if you haven't begun planning your future, other than just looking for the win, so to speak, it might be time to do so. So these accounts are designed to, like I said, sober everybody up. Take a moment. What are you going to do after this goal is achieved? You see, because a goal, once achieved, no longer motivates. However, if you're only chasing the bling bling, this will be a sobering message for everyone.
Hi, I'm DK Will, and this is DK Will Talk About It. Those are a couple of intros from prior videos. I'm still trying to draw attention to my prior videos. I'm sure the tags occurred while they were going on, and I think you should go and check them out. I'm in the living room with Bogey, so if he squawks a little bit in the background, I will correct that. But nonetheless, here's the purpose of the video. Don't ever for 1 minute think that the system's on your side. Don't ever for 1 minute think that the market is hoping you get rich. No, what's going on for the masses is they are setting up a crypto transition, a monetary system transition, and they want to get rich off of it, which is why prices have been so ridiculously low in the crypto markets. And if you were smart, you were buying. But the dollar's going to take a dive. And so after you make your money in crypto, that's bogey, or after you get your transition in your currency revaluation, where are you going to put your money? You can leave it where it's at and risk the spike going back down, the complacency I warned about from the psychology of the market. No, bogey, please don't. But where are you going to put your money? Because they're ready for us now. And now they're turning the masses' attention to crypto. Check out this piece from CNBC.
Today, we're going to zero in on crypto, which has outperformed even some of the most high-flying parts of the market this year. Mackenzie Sagalos joins us now with a look at the potential risk and rewards ahead for the sector. Mac, it is great to see you.
Hey, good to see you, Frank. So it's definitely a pivotal moment for the crypto sector. A crucial federal court ruling could stifle efforts by SEC Chairman Gary Gensler to wrangle what he calls the Wild West of trading. A judge in New York has cast doubt on whether the SEC has a clear path to regulate most altcoins as securities. That ruling largely viewed as a net win for altcoin traders who feared an imminent crackdown from regulators, as well as for Coinbase, which faces its own legal battle with the SEC. The top 100 digital assets are up 48% this year, compared to 17% for stocks and 9% for gold. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is outperforming the NASDAQ 100, as are crypto-pegged stocks like Coinbase, Galaxy Digital, and MicroStrategy.
So yes, the overwhelming majority of people who are now looking at crypto and recognizing the uncertainty on the financial landscape are going to come running to crypto, but they're not going to know what crypto is better than another crypto, especially when in March there were 22,904 cryptocurrencies. Now it's up to 27,000 cryptocurrencies. But folks are going to come in not knowing that about 9,000 of them haven't even delivered a product. And so where to invest? And so that's the trap that's being set now that they're ready for you to come in and become the source of liquidity. Because see, when you buy this 1/3 of crypto projects and then you lose your money doesn't go off to fairyland. It stays in the market, and it's there waiting for liquidity for the people who are hanging around making the money. Remember, nobody makes money and nobody loses money until somebody sells something. So whenever we sell something, we want to make sure we make some money. But the overwhelming majority, that's part of the trap. Come on in. Buy some cryptocurrencies. Look at these wonderful returns we're getting. Massive returns are possible within this market. Significant growth for the crypto industry. Interestingly, the report revealed that investor interest did not necessarily correlate with the success of the companies. And so, folks, it's a trap. It's a trap because this trillion-dollar market is going to turn into multi-trillion-dollar markets, probably tens of trillions, and eventually, believe it or not, hundreds of trillions. And that money's going to come flooding in, folks. And so when that money comes flooding in, guess where it's going to be coming from? It's going to be coming from them herding the masses in. And so let's say you do make money. Let's say first you know where to go to make money. And this is not one of those places. And I will end this video telling you some of those places again that you might want to consider. And I'll be pulling information from this report here, which I'll get to in a moment. And let's not forget that even Brad Garlinghouse said 99% of the cryptocurrencies will probably go to zero. He said that back in November of 2019. So that's just one of the traps being set to make the regular folks a source of liquidity and to destroy the wealth instead of make that wealth transfer that those who have their finger on the pulse are fully aware is happening. That's trap number one. Come on into the crypto market, but don't have any idea what you're buying. I don't think it's a stretch to say that the overwhelming majority, when they finally decide to sell some crypto for funds or exchange foreign currency for funds or convert precious metals into funds, all of those things I just said may not be the right thing to do. But for those who do, almost certainly you're going to run to a bank. But also, I've done videos about the risk of putting your money in banks. So if little DK Will is aware of the risk of putting your money in banks, and this is from another one of my videos, the one Don't Bank on It from September of 22. I'll try to make the card happen while I'm talking about it so you can look at it. But I've been talking about the risk of the bail-ins, and now that we've seen, as is brought out on one of my more recent videos, and that video was Wealth Transfers Are Underway, and that video showed that there's a global epidemic of bank failures. We see here there was a failure for banks, Chase banks. We see here, if we go a little further, that was in the United States. There's Ireland is suffering from failed banks as well. And then if we proceed even further, we had a bank that was in Australia that was suffering from failure. Let me find these banks. Bear with me. I'm trying. There it is. Okay, so here's a bank from Australia that had issues with with bank failures. The major Commonwealth Bank outage. This is a global epidemic, these banks. It's a quiet thing happening behind the scenes. But it stretches across the waters. And then we have this one here, which was one that was in Singapore. Go back here again. The Singapore. So this is an epidemic of, can you really trust the banks to put your money? And then that takes us here to Ripple Crypto Trends Business and Beyond, their 2023 value report. And of course, it's 62 pages of a value report, 62 pages that we are not going to read. I am going to go over it, and maybe it'll produce another video in my brain. But the introduction says that there is no question that 2022 was a momentous year in the world of crypto and blockchain. As a collective industry, crypto experienced it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Anybody old enough to know that was a Western with Clint Eastwood? Well, we want to experience the good. If you've been here a while, you've experienced the ugly, but we don't want to experience the bad. And so in trying to look through, like it says here, looking through a broader lens, we see that change is also being driven by growing consumer demand and interest in blockchain and digital assets. That's just a part of the draw that I talked about earlier. But we see the trap being set to bring people in who are not savvy to invest in, unlike XRP here, but invest in cryptos because of the hype and because of the meme and because of the speculation. 99% of those are going to die. But the report makes a very important statement that will prove to be an exceptional guide in this first wave of crypto adoption. And in this first wave of crypto adoption, as you can see from these charts, that there is absolutely, positively significant interest in the industry by the major players, by the global finance leaders are confident in crypto. Because see, now they're ready. Remember, we've already proved that point. But the point that we're going to take to heart, for those of you who have come to stumble across DK Will Talk About it. I have many videos back there about where is safety. This is another video to help you understand where is safety. And so far, it doesn't seem like it's anywhere, does it? Well, there's places for safety. There's absolutely places for safety. But when it comes to cryptocurrencies, as you saw, 99% of them will fail. In a summary of findings, of the big picture, we're not going to drill with that right now. What we're going to deal with is right here. Cross-border payments and consumer-to-business payments are the top two most highly ranked use cases for both CBDCs and stablecoins. Highly ranked use cases, not speculative cases, use cases. Enterprises are particularly bullish on the use of NFTs for the business in the metaverse and events ticketing. But if you go up here, it says most decision makers in the space are anticipating tokenized assets like CBDCs, stable coins, NFTs, etc. to have meaningful impacts across business, finance, society, and specific use cases or industries. Now the NFTs, folks, is going to be more for documentation, not those funky monkeys that you can buy like art. That was the bait for like giving candy to a kid to throw them in the white van. Really, that's all it was boiled down to. But the cryptos with use cases are the safe places for your money, bar none. I have demonstrated zero shyness in that consumer to business payment market of one sleeper that I think is safe. But it's not the only one. But I'm showing this one first because that's exactly what it does in any app, anywhere, with any kind of money at any time. So do I think that's a safe place? Currently, yes. But as you know, I have also demonstrated zero shyness in recommending or whatever. This is not financial advice. Be careful, Dennis. But putting XRP in your grill. But it hasn't been alone by any means, because there's a video back there also recommending these, and these are all proving to be accurate, folks, so far. Keep in mind, you make your own risks, but when you decide which ones to invest in, make sure they have a use case that makes sense. Because if it don't make sense, what do I say? If it don't make sense, it don't make dollars and cents. And of course, there's been no shyness with this trifecta added to XRP. Stellar, XLM, consumer to business payment systems, use cases. And folks, this is not just wild speculation, okay? And you can see this chart here. And this is from a July of 2021 video that I did questioning where the treasures will be safe. And you can see the coins that I'm showing you here. It's just a familiar chart to most who've been in the industry in the market for a while. But for those who are new, you're going to be rushed in, herded in, and now it's time to look for safety. And not just to not be a part of the herd, because if you do, you're going to lose. But you can see IOTA's already there. You can see XRP and XLM. It's kind of fuzzy because it's a clip. You can see Circle. You can see Algorand over here. You can see that they are absolutely already a part of that ISO 20022 compliant ecosystem. I've been talking about it years ago in video. And I've shared a watch list for those who may be new to the crypto industry, and that's the overwhelming majority as my subscriber base grows. But you can see that some of the coins, like VeChain, that has a use case. 1inch has a use case. Sologenic doesn't really matter, but Algorand has a use case. And then I shared even more with you, like the Graph, it has a use case. Hedera, it has a use case. And then we went through my Uphold watch list, so to speak. And you can see they all have use case. Now they're not alone. There's Quant. Quant has a use case. And where is it at? See if it's on here or not. It doesn't show up, but I believe it's there. Okay, so folks, don't be shy and ask in my opinion. Casper is another one that gets recommended a lot. Globiance is the blockchain monkey talks about it a lot. Folks, check the coins when you're coming in. If they have a use case and they're a part of the payment systems, they're probably a safe place to put your money. And there's always that other one place that's safe to put your money. And that safe place is what is referred to as God's money, gold. Now, it's kind of difficult to be lugging a bunch of gold around to use as money. But as far as a safe place for your money, absolutely. But we have innovated, and now there's a way to actually even use gold as money as soon as today or tomorrow, depending on how quickly you're verified with an account. And that's possible by just going here to GLINT, where you can buy, you can save, you can send, and you can spend real gold instantly with GLINT. Folks, they're setting traps because they don't want people to be wealthy or rich or even well-to-do. They want a big chasm between those who have and those who have not. So they have gotten in on the crypto while everybody was running away from all that red blood in the streets with the crypto markets. They have been accumulating. There's a video back there about that recently. Watch my videos. And now they're bringing the herd in, as we saw from that CBNBC or whatever it is show there. And of course, they're fattening up and making you think you can run to the banks while not telling you that the banks are failing. Because remember, folks, gold is going to destroy the Fed. And so they don't want you to know that. So they want you to put your money into the banks too, and then when it fails and crushes your money, what are you going to do about it? When you go into the cryptocurrency market and you don't know what to buy, and so you buy something that you shouldn't, and then it becomes counterfeit money and it becomes worthless, and now your money stays in the market for people like me who are waiting there with the real values to keep the money, and then when to come out not to be a part of the trap. I'm not saying don't use the banks. The banks are going to become good service industries or they're going to fail. They're going to serve the people with the money. And the more money, the more service. There's no getting around your phone being your wallet. Your phone's pretty much your wallet already. And it's decapitating to lose your phone, which I just recently had to go through, and then reestablish everything else. But that's the way it's going to be. And so, while looking forward to seeing a return on your investment, it's time to look beyond the return on the investment and look at what are you going to do with that return. Because just as it's at risk in the market, it's going to be at risk when you pull it out of a market. I don't care if it's the currency market or the crypto market or the finance market or the banking industry. You are going to need to know where to go with your money. And sometimes the safe place to be is where everything is already going. And I hope I've showed you that here in this video. I'm DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It. And I've talked about it. Have a wonderful day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.